Good day, everyone. We are the Group 7 and we are assigned to tackle and present about the higher education system of the country New Zealand and their most noble practices that can benchmark here in the Philippines. So, before I formally start our presentation, let me introduce first the country New Zealand. New Zealand is an island country in the South Pacific Ocean, the southwesternmost part of Polynesia. New Zealand is a remote land, one of the last sizable territories suitable for habitation. New Zealand is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system of government. This means that their head of state is a sovereignty, which is currently King Charles III. And now, let's have a closer look of the educational system of the country New Zealand. So, New Zealand education system is world-class, modern, and responsive. It combines proven traditional principles of education with innovation, creativity, and fresh thinking to produce learners and citizens equipped for the 21st century. The basic education of New Zealand. School is compulsory for all children in New Zealand from age 6 to 16. Children are eligible for free education if they are New Zealand citizens or residents or if they qualify as domestic students. The average number of students to a teacher in every classroom is 18 to 1 or 18 learners and 1 teacher in primary schooling. Then, in the secondary schooling, in state schools, it should be 15 to 1 or 15 learners and 1 teacher. Then, let's move on to the types of school in New Zealand. New Zealand has three types of school, which is the state-founded, state-integrated, and the private school. State-founded, or here in the Philippines, it is a public schools. Self-integrated schools are mostly faith-based and the private schools are also called as independent schools. Like here in the Philippines, New Zealand also have a national curriculum which set out as a learning requirement for all state schools. In the basic education, there are key competencies and shared visions, principles, and values. The core subjects in New Zealand are English, health and physical education, language, mathematics and statistics, science, social sciences, technology, and also arts. Secondary schools may add other subjects such as accounting, art history, media studies, and specialized science and language studies. The five competencies covered by the national curriculum are thinking, using language symbols and text, different ways to communicate and understand informations, managing self-can-do attitude, relating others, being able to listen, see different points of view and share ideas, and lastly, participating and contributing big group member and including others. Schooling level in New Zealand. First is the early childhood, which are the preschooler at the age of birth to 5 years old. Next is the primary school, which are the grade or year 1 to 8 and at the age of 5 to 13. Then the intermediate schools, which are the grade or year 7 to 8 with an age of 11 to 13, and the secondary schools are mostly in grade or year 7 to 13 with an age of 11 to 17 or 18 years old. And lastly, the tertiary level, which is in universities or similar, or in here in the Philippines, it is called as college level with an age of 17 onwards.
Primary school in New Zealand. New Zealand law requires all children aged 6 years and over to be in school. Most begin as they turn 5 years old. For the first 3 years in primary education, one grade level each year. Children are moved to another 5 more years before going to secondary school. In New Zealand, primary school typically consists of children aged 5 to 12 years old. It's divided into two stages. Years 1 to 6 junior school, 7 to 8 senior school. Students learn core subjects like literacy, numeracy, science, social studies, and physical education. The curriculum also emphasizes the arts, technology, and languages. Primary school often encourage outdoor activities and a holistic approach to education. School term in New Zealand. The New Zealand school year is divided into 4 terms for primary, intermediate, secondary, and tertiary schools. Students have 6 weeks summer holiday break and 2 weeks breaks between each of the 4 terms. The exact dates change from year to year. School day usually begins at 9 a.m. and ends at 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. School terms are Term 1, early February until mid-April. Term 2, late April until the beginning of July. Term 3, mid-July until later September. Term 4, mid-October until mid-December. So, school term is structured around these dates, with each term covering a specific portion of the curriculum, and usually including various school events, activities, and assessments. Secondary school in New Zealand. Students progress through 5 levels and must stay until age 17 to 18. In the first 2 years of secondary, grade 9 and 10, all students learn English, mathematics, science and technologies, social studies, art, physical education, and health education. Optional subjects in the first 2 years of secondary school may include economics, history, geography, electronics, sewing, keyboard skills, drama, journalism, French, Japanese, and Maori. In the last 3 years of secondary school, there is a wide range of subjects to choose from. Years 12 and 13, the last 2 years may suit overseas students who wish to progress to tertiary education in New Zealand. There is National Certificate and Educational Achievement and New Zealand National Qualification for Secondary Schools. There are 3 NCEE qualifications, Level 1, Level 2, Level 3. So, secondary school in New Zealand is also known as a high school. Typically covers years 9 to 13, with students generally aged 13 to 18 years old. Secondary education focuses on preparing students for further study or employment. The curriculum includes core subjects like English, mathematics, science, social studies, and physical education, along with elective subjects such as languages, arts, technology, and vocational courses. Student works toward achieving the National Certificate of Educational Achievements qualifications at level 1, 2, and 3. During their final 3 years, years 11 to 13, some students also pursue the International Baccalaureate or Cambridge International Examination. As alternative pathways, secondary schools often offer a range of extracurricular activities, sports, and cultural programs to enhance students' overall development. The school day typically runs from around 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with a mix of classroom-based learning and practical activities. Higher education in New Zealand. Universities in New Zealand. There are 8 government-funded universities in New Zealand, and all have internationally respected academic and research standards. A university education is open to anyone who meets the common standard prescribed by the New Zealand Qualification Authority. However, universities often have higher entry criteria for specific courses like medicine and dentistry. Students can work towards bachelor's mastery and doctoral degrees as well as diplomas at various levels. So, higher education in New Zealand encompasses universities, institutes, and so the, the academic the academic year in higher education institution typically start in late February or early March and ends in November. With 2 semesters and a mid-year break, admission requirements vary depending on the institution and program, but generally include academic qualifications and English language proficiency for international students. New Zealand University are known for their research intensive programs and multicultural student communities.
So now I will be discussing in this part which is the higher education in New Zealand. So the following sentence provide more specific details about different types of higher education in New Zealand. Institute of Technology and Polytechnics. First is state-owned. Institutes of Technology and Polytechnics in New Zealand are state-owned, meaning they are owned and founded by the government rather than being private institutions. Next, offer courses that are equivalent in merit to those offered as degrees in universities. The courses and qualifications offered by institutes of technology and polytechnics are considered to be of equal merit and quality to the degree programs offered by university in New Zealand. This indicates that they provide a comparable level of education and their graduates are viewed as having attained a similar standard of knowledge and skills. Next, there are 20 polytechnics and technology institutes in the country. New Zealand has a total of 20 institutes of technology and polytechnics spread throughout the country. This provides a good geographic distribution of these institutions to serve the higher education needs of the population. Next, they also offer short-term courses that may begin any time of the year. In addition to their regular degree and diploma programs, institutes of technology and polytechnics also provide short-term courses. These courses can start at any time during the year rather than being tied to a specific academic calendar. This flexibility allows students to access education and training on a more continuous basis. Next is the colleges of education in most cases are merged with regional universities. The second type of higher education institution mentioned are college of education. In most cases, these colleges have been merged with or integrated into the regional university located in the same areas. This likely allows for greater coordination and sharing of resources between the education-focused colleges and the broader universities. And the next is the course content and start dates are synchronized with the universities. The final sentence indicates that the course's content and start dates of the Institute of Technology and Polytechnics are synchronized or aligned with those of the university. This suggests a high degree of coordination and integration between the different types of higher education institutions in New Zealand. It allows for more seamless transition for students between polytechnics and universities if they choose to progress from one to another. Next is there is a close relationship between the colleges of education and the Ministry of Education in the in-service training of teachers which are available on site or online. This sentence highlights the collaborative efforts between educational institutions or colleges of education and the government agency responsible for education or Ministry of Education in providing training opportunities for teachers. These training programs are available in two formats, on-site or in person and online, catering to different preferences and needs. Next is the short-term courses are being offered for the professional development of teachers. This line indicates the educational institution are providing short-term courses to help teachers enhance their professional skills and knowledge. These courses are likely designed to be concise and focused, allowing teachers to quickly acquire new skills, update their existing ones. Next is there is a very strong program to develop indigenous culture and education. This line emphasizes the existence of robust program aimed to promoting and integrating indigenous culture into educational system. This program focuses on preserving and celebrating the cultural heritage of indigenous communities, ensuring that their history, values, and perspectives are represented in educational curricula and practices. Next is the most college of education have extended their services to public schools in their areas. This line suggests that many educational institutions have expanded their service to include support for public schools in their local areas. This could involve providing resources, expertise, or collaborative programs to enhance the quality of education in these public schools. And lastly, the public schools teachers also in the development of the pre-service teachers by acting as mentor during their teaching practicum. This line highlights the role of public school teachers in the development of pre-service teachers or those still in training. Public school teachers are act as a mentor, guiding and supporting pre-service teachers during their teaching practicum or a period of practical training in a real-world setting. This mentorship helps pre-service teachers gain valuable experience and insight from experienced professionals in the field. So the next is the private training institution and English language programs in New Zealand. So first, there are around 800 private education providers in the country, many of which are offering short-term English language courses. In New Zealand, the private education sector is robust, with approximately 800 private education providers operating across the country. A significant portion of this institution focuses on providing short-term English language courses to cater to international students and individuals looking to improve their English proficiency. Second, some also offer courses in specific areas like business, computing, and design. In addition to English language programs, many private training institutions in New Zealand offer specialized courses in fields such as business, computing, and design. This program caters to students seeking practical skills and knowledge in specific areas of study beyond language acquisition. And the last is, these private training institutions are registered and accredited by the New Zealand Qualification Authority. To ensure quality and standard in education, private training institutions in New Zealand must undergo registration and accreditation process by the New Zealand Qualification Authority, or NZQA. This accreditation signifies that these institutions meet the required standards for delivering education and training programs, providing students with assurance of quality and credibility in their chosen courses. The next is the Wananga. So Wananga is a type of educational institution in New Zealand and focuses on providing education and training based on Maori cultures, values, and principles. Wananga are recognized as part of New Zealand's tertiary education system and offer a range of academic programs. They offer certificate, diplomas, and degrees. Wananga institutions offer a variety of qualifications including certificates, diploma, and degrees. These qualifications are recognized nationally and are designed to equip students with the skills and knowledge needed to succeed in their chosen fields. Some some teach into specialized area at the doctorate level. Some Wananga institutions specialize in specific areas of study and offer advanced qualification including doctorates. This means that students can pursue higher level education and research in areas such as Maori language and culture, indigenous studies, and other specialized fields. So, New Zealand has three owned, which is the Maori Teaching, Research Institution, and Tikanga Maori. So, the Maori culture and language are important parts of New Zealand's heritage, but a query incorrectly implies the existence of government-owned Maori teaching institution. New Zealand has Crown Research Institution, which are entity companies that undertake scientific research for the benefits of New Zealand. Examples include Ag Research, GNS Science, and Plant and Food Research. Next is the Tikanga Maori, refers to the Maori customs and protocols. So to end our discussion, we prepared a quote by George Bush. It says that UC will never be able to compete in the 21st century unless we have an education system that doesn't quit on children, an education system that raises standards and education that makes sure their excellence in every classroom. So, in his quote, George Bush emphasizes the critical importance of a robust and effective education system in preparing children to the challenges and opportunities of the competitive in the global economy. It must have an education system that is committed to the success of every student, regardless of their background or circumstances. Bush stresses the need for higher standard and excellence in every classroom, suggesting the one-size-fits-all approach is no longer sufficient. He implies that the education system must adapt and evolve to meet the changing demands of 21st century, ensuring that students acquire the knowledge, skills, and critical thinking abilities necessary to thrive in an increasingly complex and interconnected world. By investing in education and setting high expectations for all students, Bush believes that the nation can secure a brighter future for its citizens and maintain its position as a global leader in the 21st century. So, that's all our reporting, and thank you.